What's going on, guys? We're back, and as you can see from the title, I had a great question left on my Facebook page. It was, how do you eat healthy or live like a bodybuilding lifestyle on a budget? And I get that all the time, and I think it was a great question, so I figured I'd address it real quick. And there was actually a study done in an agriculture department, and I think it was actually released earlier this week, and they actually showed that fruits, vegetables, and like other healthy foods were actually cheaper than foods high in fat, sugar, and salt, so just processed foods. And it was interesting to me, actually. And if we're really going to go into like detail about this, you can't really measure the cost of food by like price per calorie, because it doesn't really tell you how much somebody's going to eat, if that's going to make them full. But if we were to do that, and let's say you eat a 250 calorie glazed donut, that might not fill you up. I mean, it won't fill me up. That might not fill you up, but a medium banana, which is usually like 100 to 110 calories, that might fill you up. So you can't really measure it on price per calorie, but if you were to do that, you could kind of see where processed foods definitely cost more than healthier foods. And I gotta be honest, fruits and vegetables are not as expensive as people think they are. You'll go to the store and you won't bat an eye to buy a $3 to $5 bag of chips that you're probably going to finish that day or in 2 days. But then you go to the fruit section and you won't buy the huge bag of 10 to 12 apples. That's around $3 to $5. And let's say you eat an apple a day, right there you got a week and a half worth of your serving of apples. So it really all comes down to priorities and perspective of what you're looking at. And I just have a few tips that I'll give you guys out there that I follow, and I think they're important for people who are really looking to save money but also eat healthy, because it's definitely possible. And number one is you have to look for sales, without a doubt. Just look for sales on the food that you think you want to eat. Choose frozen veggies and fruits over raw. They're usually cheaper. Don't just follow brand names and organic. I mean, you got people out there who follow the organic train. If you have the extra money, go ahead and buy organic. I have my own thoughts about organic foods and brand names. I don't eat anything organic, so I would just tell you, you don't have to do that. Just put down the food that you think you want to eat that week, and just buy the cheapest and find the sale on it. Buy in bulk. Don't just buy single or 2 serving trays of your protein and stuff like that. I mean, I follow a ketogenic diet. That's what I respond best to, which is, it's very high fat, moderate protein, very low carb. So I mean, if I go to Costco or BJ's, I buy huge tray of chicken that'll last me a week, 2 weeks, like $17. Huge tubs of coconut oil that are like $13, and I mean, a serving of coconut oil is a tablespoon. In the tub is 72 servings. So I mean, say I have like 2 tablespoons a day because I love coconut oil. That's over a month's supply of coconut oil that I have in 2 meals. I mean, so you really gotta you gotta think of things before you go out and buy them. Know what you want to eat that day or that coming week, and then set the menu. I buy huge 5 dozen packs of eggs that cost, like $8, I think, for 5 dozen eggs. I mean, if you eat 4 whole eggs per day, that's over 2 weeks worth of eggs that you have right there. So you're not even going shopping every week. For some of the things you're not going, I mean, I buy a big bag of, a 32 ounce bag of almonds, it costs like $14. And if you eat, a serving is usually like a 4th cup of almonds. And if you do that serving and you follow that serving, that's about a month's worth of almonds. So it's not really that expensive once you get to, okay, this is what I'm having for this meal, this is what I'm having for this meal. Let me go and find the best prices of things, follow it to the T, and you're really not going to be spending that much money. Make a list before you go out to the store of what you need. to avoid impulse buying, and which a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? You go to the store and then you're like, you have in your head about what you think you want to buy for the week, and then you're walking through the aisles and you're like, oh, that brownie mix looks really good. Oh, I haven't had brownies in a while, I'll just get it. And then, you know, that adds up if you keep just walking through the aisles and throwing stuff in there that you really don't need. And before you go out, definitely set a limit on the amount of money you want to spend. Write it down, keep it in your head, put it in your phone, whatever. And believe me, when you have like that number in your head when you go to the store, you will be surprised at how meticulous and how strategic you are by picking the foods, looking for the sales, looking for the deals. And you'd also be surprised at how much you actually spend, because you probably spend that or below when you set that limit on what you want to purchase. So if you're the type to buy, you know, if you eat oatmeal, you like oatmeal to eat in the morning, I think a huge box, a box of oatmeal at like Costco or BJ's or something like that is like $14, $15, and it has 2 bags in it, and each bag has about 45 servings of oatmeal, and usually a serving for oatmeal is usually a half cup. Okay, and let's say you eat a cup every morning. That's over a month's worth of oatmeal, about a month and a half's worth of oatmeal that you have for your first meal. So your first meal carbs is done if you just have oatmeal. And if you wanted to add some fruit in there, I think bananas are like 69 cents a pound. So I mean, if you get 2 pounds of bananas, it's usually between like 7 to 10 bananas. Right there, you have 7 or a week and a half at the high end worth of bananas. So there, your first meal of carbohydrates is done: oatmeal and bananas. And then if you add the eggs in there, throw your eggs in there, 4 whole eggs. I mean, you got your first meal of the day set for about a month and a half. So I mean, it really comes down to just, is it boring to kind of live like that? I mean, yeah, it kind of is. But if you really want to eat healthy and you really want to, you know, make the gains in the gym and supply your body with just proper nutrients and proper food for performance, you will do that. It really comes down to what you ultimately want to do. If you're also big on rice and stuff like that, you can get like a 10-pound bag of rice for under $5. And I think in the 10-pound bag of rice I've seen, because I used to eat rice and I used to not do the whole ketogenic thing and stuff like that, so I used to eat a lot of carbohydrates and whatnot. I just found that keto worked better for me. But when I did buy rice and everything like that, that's what I would do. I buy a 10-pound bag of rice. It has about 100 servings, and usually a serving of rice is a half cup dry. So a half cup dry usually makes 1 cup cooked of rice. So right there you have over 3 months worth of rice. And if you're having 2 cups per day, you know, you're pushing the limit, you have a month and a half's worth of rice. There's your other two carbohydrate sources for meal 2 and 3. You gotta plan. You have to plan ahead. You have to look for deals. You have to look for sales. You have to buy in bulk, and you have to stay committed. Because I also found that I looked up how much an average person spends on the weekend just going out, whether it be drinking, dinner, whatever. And on average, a person spends anywhere from $70 to $200 a weekend, either on drinking or going out socially, whatever. So if you're on the high end of that and you say you spend whatever, $200, you know, you're buying drinks for yourself, buying drinks for your friends, you know, you feel like being generous, $200, that's about easily a month worth of food to go buy. Because like I said, I'm not spending money every week on coconut oil, on almonds, on eggs. These things last me more than just a week. So you have to just set a limit on what you want to buy. Go to the store, look for the deals, look for the sales, and you'd be surprised at how much money you actually spend. And you know what? Do an experiment with yourself. Don't even start eating like healthy or whatever you're doing for your lifestyle. Just go to the store today or, you know, whenever you go, and don't even set a limit. Just get whatever you want, what you think you're going to eat for the week, whatever, and save that receipts. Watch how much you spend. The next week, follow these tips I'm telling you. Stick to the fruits. Stick to the frozen veggies, frozen fruits, frozen veggies. Look for the sales on the protein, because I mean, a huge 5-pound bag of, or a huge 5-pound tray of chicken. Usually like you can get it for like $16, $17. And let's say you're eating, I don't know, let's say you're eating a meal of 6 ounces of chicken per day. That's over 2 weeks worth of that meal of chicken that you have. So look for the bulk sales of your protein. Buy in bulk and watch how much you actually spend. And I bet it's less. And if it's a little more, you have to realize that that chicken, those eggs, the fats, the coconut oils, like I'm telling you, the fruits, the veggies, they're going to last you more than that week. You're not going to be spending just this amount of money per week. You're going to be spending that money on that week, but then you're going to have meals long after that week. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a great question. I'm going to get to all those questions that I had people post on there. And if you guys have anything else, please, leave it right on the post. I'm going to try and do 1 to 2 questions per session on the Q&As and stuff. But I really just kind of want to address the one question, get a lot of stuff in there. And I don't want to make them, too lengthy. Because anybody who knows me knows I could just talk forever. But anyway, God bless you guys. Take care. Hope Hustle Fitness.